Happy Sunday, yes, July 9th. Oh, it's the eve of my son's birthday. Yeah, and it's Sunday morning stories, and just like the sunrise happened a couple of hours ago, this is called Sunrise Summer. I hope you are having a wonderful season, and if not, this is like the second part of summer, right, the second half. A lot of colleges start their session 2 of summer classes or summer school tomorrow. So align yourself. If you're not enjoying yourself, if you're not getting stuff done, accomplish your goals, you have time. Well, this is by Matthew Swanson and Robbie Bear, Where the Sun Shines at Midnight. Ooh, what are they talking about? You know what? You could have a place in life where you have perpetual sunshine, even in the hard times. But I'm not going to go there. Where the grizzly bears roam, where childhood has a different set of rules. Where is this? Any guesses? You think this is Hawaii? Or you think this is Michigan? Further north. Well, this summer she will walk in a bigger pair of boots. When a girl and her family travels 4,000 miles from home, it's not your typical summer vacation. Everything is different on the Alaskan tundras, yes, where the grizzly bears roam and the sockeye salmon swim, including the rules. A girl can do things she wouldn't and couldn't do at home. She can wake up at midnight to work with her mom on a fishing crew. She can learn what it means to be an essential part of a team. She can become a braver, stronger, and ever more capable version of herself. She can take her next big step. She's ready for her first real sunrise. All right. And this beautiful color, like the water of the lake. It's summer again. My favorite time of year. Have you been able to do something that you love? Some families pack swimsuits and sandals when they go on vacation. Mine pack onions and potatoes. Also doorknobs and batteries and spark plugs for a Ford 150. Our trip takes 2 days and 4 flights and 4,000 miles. It's summer again, so we're headed to Alaska. It's so funny, my neighbor just told me yesterday how they went on an Alaskan cruise for their 43rd anniversary, and oh my, she showed me the pictures, and she told me how at 10:30 at night we still have sun. Wow. Very different, and the weather was like in the 50s and 60s, rain, but still the pictures from the cruise, the backdrop, oh my goodness. They didn't see any glaciers, but she showed me a picture of, I think it was a beluga whale, but just so many different elements of beauty. I tell you, so much to enjoy in life. As we observe, look at this. I use a stick to turn them upside down because some beaches have boardwalks and lifeguards and smooth white sand. Our beach has pebbles and mud and upside down jellyfish. Yeah, that's what she turned upside down with the stick. Doesn't that seem fun? Look at the kids playing. Last summer, I picked tundra berries and made forts in Mole Kingdom. Last summer, I sat in the truck bed watching the fishing crew fish. This summer, I will join the fishing crew. Oh, she's old enough to do so. How fun. While my brothers chase lemmings on the tundra and leap from rusted truck beds on the bluff and search for many creatures at the waterline, I will help twist 6-foot anchor poles into the sand. I will drag endless ropes through knee-deep mud. Oh, she's going to work hard. I will fetch water from the spring at Coffee Point. Good morning, my dear. A beautiful day. Mama says she thinks the fish are coming soon. Auntie Mako says she saw belugas at high tide. Uncle Rogie says, who wants a chocolate bar? Yeah, after working. People on the fishing crew get chocolate bars. When you're part of a team, you get rewarded for hard work. Mama and I catch a ride across the river to check the mail in Ejic. 106 people live there in the winter when the fish are out to sea and it's only light 3 hours a day. Ejic? Now I'm gonna have to look that up. Look at that. 3 hours a day of light. In summer, the streets are full of people who come from far away to catch the fish and ship them somewhere else. Do you know the 5 types of salmon that are in the Alaskan area? And we know sockeye and pink salmon. Oh, they're at least, oh man, not the wild. But just look them up. I tell you, they're delicious. Mama and I keep an eye on the river waiting for the salmon to come. Yeah, lots of us like to have salmon in our salad and just yummy ingredients to enjoy. Until they come, we keep busy mending the nets, repainting the outhouse, making a pie to thank Cody for fixing our truck. Then card games. Then we listen to the fish report. The salmon are coming, it says. We rush to the window. The salmon are here. Well, maybe they'll tell us what type of salmon. Yeah, that's a big deal. We love it. Delicious. Mama and I keep an eye on the moon. The moon shapes the tides. The tides say when we fish. The tides say that we'll fish at 4 a.m. Look at this. The alarm goes off at 2:30 a.m., but my brothers keep on sleeping. Breakfast is hot chocolate and cold curry rice. The fishing crew wears rubber waders and special gloves that come up past our elbows and woolly hats, even though it's June and we're in July, but it gets cold over there. Look at that. We keep an eye out for the grizzlies who sleep all day and prowl the beach at night. Ooh. Be careful. We start by stacking the nets. It's raining, but we don't even notice. Lots going on. We like it when the wind whips. We don't get nervous when the waves are high. We're here to fish. It's what we do. That's their job. Yeah. And they do it with joy. At 4 a.m. sharp, Auntie Mako gives the signal. Uncle Rogie pulls his raft into the waves. Mama drives the truck, which drags the net into the water. My job is tying the net to the rope. I've practiced the knot. But the tide is strong and pulling hard. The rope is wet and smells like fish. Yes! The mud is slippery and slick. Look at that endurance, girl. That's why there is a fishing crew. Will you believe this? Isn't this absolutely cool? The net fills up with fish. We pick the salmon out by hand. Some people don't eat salmon. Hope we're not offending. But look, they're heavy and they're slimy, and I need both hands to throw them in the tote. I drive them to the buyer, and no one says I shouldn't or I can't. Wow, the rules are different here. Just like everything else. She's handling it, isn't she? Responsibility. Mama and I eat cold spaghetti on the bluff while rain blows sideways up our noses. It's what we do. This is how we roll in the summer. Some people never get to see the sunrise over Bristol Bay. Some people don't get a second chance to tie their first knot. Some people never get to join the fishing crew. Those people are not me. Wow, what a cool summer. And look at this. Hello, I'm Robbie. I drew the pictures for this book. My husband Matthew wrote the words. Our children, Aiden, Cato, August, and Jasper, are the kids you met in this book. So this is real. When I was 2, my parents bought a piece of land in a place called Coffee Point, a bump in the tundra at the mouth of the Egic River as part of a commercial salmon fishing venture. They had never fished before. They had never even been to Alaska, but they were looking for an adventure and a fun way for our family to spend the summer together. They got plenty of both. And look at their real pictures. Our part of Alaska is very remote. No roads lead to Coffee Point. To get there, we fly in a jet from Anchorage to King Salmon and then charter a tiny bush plane across the tundra to the beach in front of our cabin. There are no stores at Coffee Point, which is why we bring fresh fruit and vegetables with us. Anything that won't fit in our coolers has to be shipped on a barge from Seattle. Wow, no stores. There are no paved roads in Coffee Point, no public water, no electric grid. The beach is our highway. We use an empty jug and a plastic tube to collect fresh water from a spring. We gather power from the wind and sun. We have to be resourceful and creative in solving any problems we run into. Isn't that cool that they have this opportunity? There's a hole in a truck's engine. The four-wheeler won't start. There's a porcupine in the garage, and it pooped all over everything. I'll just patch it with fiberglass. Here's how you clean your carburetor. People take care of each other. Trap it in a garbage can and drive it out into the tundra and make sure to leave it in a patch of bushes. That's how they problem solve. We fish for sockeye salmon, which hatch in a narrow stream and swims across a massive lake and down a river and out to the ocean. A few years later, they are all grown up and come back to lay their eggs in the exact same stream where they hatched. Yeah, that is amazing. The fish follow the same path traveled by the Alaska natives who have relied on the salmon for centuries. The village of Egic, right across the river from Coffee Point, was the summer fishing camp for the Aleut people who kayaked or walked the 70 miles from their winter home of Kanatak. Some of their descendants still live in Egic, continuing the traditional lifestyle by catching fish, hunting and trapping, and gathering berries and wild greens. Oh my goodness, I can't read all this, but this is so cool. Alaska natives still catch, dry, smoke, and freeze as many salmon as they need for eating over the winter. But most of the fishermen, including us, are catching fish to sell as a business. The salmon are a precious and valuable natural resource. In order to keep the river system from being overfished, people are not allowed to catch salmon without a special permit. We have 3. 4 times a day throughout the summer fishing season, biologists who work for the Alaska Department of Fish and Game broadcast a fish report that tells us how many salmon have made it up the river to lay their eggs. By keeping track of the system, the number of fish that lay their eggs this year, the fish and game scientists make sure there will be plenty of salmon coming back next year and all the years after that. There are strict rules about what time we can put our nets in the water and when we have to take them back out. Once enough fish have made it up the river, the biologists let us fish. The nets we use to fish are called gill nets because the salmon swim into them and get caught around their gills. We are set net fishermen, which means we do our fishing from the shore where the nets are set in place. We create a huge rectangle of rope with anchors and pulleys at each corner and attach our nets to the rope. At the exact second that the Department of Fish and Game says we're allowed to begin, we use our trucks to drag the nets into the water, and then we cross our fingers that there are fish. There are also drifters who fish farther from the shore and pull their nets behind them in boats. Once our nets are in the water, we wait for them to fill up with fish. Then we pull ourselves along the net in a small rubber raft and remove each salmon by hand. As soon as the raft is full, we sell the salmon to people in large trucks with cranes that lift and weigh our fish, who drive them up to the beach to a processing plant where they are cut into fillets, frozen, and shipped all over the world. Wow. In an average summer, our family catches about 10,000 fish, not including the ones we eat. We are so grateful that we get to spend our summers in this magical place and so pleased to share a tiny bit of it with you. If you ever find yourself in our distant corner of Alaska, please stop by and fix our truck, and we'll gladly bake you a pie. Isn't that cool? See them pick out of a net and sell the fish, and fish get processed on the slime line. Fish are shipped all over the world. Yep, and we are the recipients of their efforts. What a cool book. I didn't know it was going to go into all of this, but Matthew Swanson and Robbie aren't making books. When they're not doing it, they're raising kids, 4 so far, which is probably enough. They run a commercial salmon fishing operation on the Alaskan tundra, where Robbie has spent every summer since she was 2 years old. Thank you so much for sharing. And let's think about them the next time we have a beautiful lunch, dinner, or even breakfast of salmon. Enjoy.